Linkin Park, Figure 9. Guitar tabs, guitar lesson. Special tuning note with this. If you're trying to play along with the recorded version on the album, they're going to be in a drop D flat or a drop C sharp, whichever you prefer. But just for our purposes here, just to keep it easy and accessible for people to just jump right in without tuning every string down, I'm just going to be doing this in a drop D tuning. Alright, so just keep in mind that special note that if you want to play along with the recorded version, they're in a drop D flat or a C sharp. Alright, so just jumping right in then with this intro riff. This also kind of happens as a little interlude a little later. It's kind of like this muffled, EQ'd thing going on here. But basically we're just doing open D, then open low D here. Alright, and then to the 3rd fret on the D. Alright, and like I said, they have kind of like a funky like EQ thing going over the top of it. And we just crank through that about 3 times. Alright, then we'll do this little bit here, drop down. We go open middle D, hammer that onto 1st fret, do that a couple times. Kind of hesitate for a moment and then do it once more. Alright, and then just start the whole thing over again. Alright, and then it'll kick into like the second part of the intro. It just gets bigger, makes it all a power chord now. Where we go opens, alright, on the DAD, opens, and then to 1st fret, strum that out about 4 times, and then hammer the opens back onto the 1st fret. Something like that, alright? Then it really kicks into the heavy section there. Alright, the second part of the intro here, and this is also what happens in the second part of the verse. We do this bit where we do the open power chord, alright, just DAD, and then we'll come over and hit this harmonic at the 5th fret here, alright, where we're just lightly touching the low D string, not pressing on it, but just touching it to get that harmonic. Okay. And then we move to this sus2 chord, F sus2, which is 3rd fret on the D and the A, and then we add the 5 on the middle D. Alright, so those are the 3 chords that we want, or the 3 little things we want there, and we just cycle through them, just repeat them. Okay, just go through them 3 times. And then we do kind of that ending of the intro where we do the open power chord to the 1st fret for a handful there, and then just hammer it back on, open to 1s. Something like that. Once the verse gets going, just kind of a stripped down version on what we've been doing, a little simplified. Just kind of hit the open power chord, then we'll do the 5th fret harmonic. Alright, and then that's about it. We just kind of go through that. And then we finish off as usual with the opens to 1st fret power chord, hammer it back on. The pre-chorus, this is also kind of has like a EQ'd, muffled tone to it. And it's just going between the open power chord to the 8th fret power chord. Alright, just kind of does an initial 1 strum of the open to the 8s. Alright, then it does 2 opens to the 8s, and then just kind of repeats that, the couple opens to 8s. For the chorus, start off at the open power chord there, and we're kind of more just strumming on this, 8th note style, something like that, just kind of shuffling through it, and we'll start off at the opens, then we move to the 8th fret, and we strum on that, about 4 times or so, and then just before it's out, we add in this 10th fret on the middle D. Just make it a sus2 there. Drop down to a quick open, little transitional open that lands us on the 3rd fret power chord. Strum that out a handful of times. Alright, and then the first time through, we end up by coming up to the 5th fret power chord for a few there, and then up to the 7th fret for a few. Alright. Then every other time, we go through that 3 times, and then we end it by, once we get through the progression to the 3rd fret section, last time through, after we get done with our 3rd frets there, we just come up to the 7th fret for a few, then go to the 1st fret. And a special note with that, once we get to the 2nd chorus, after we hit that 1st fret, we just hang on that 1st fret for just a little bit longer. For the break section here, okay, kind of a trippy timing on this a little bit, where we start off at the 1st fret power chord, hit it, opens, immediately hit some muted strings. Alright, and a slight hesitation there, a couple more muted strings, and then this open 1-3 power chord. Okay. Alright, and the first time through, we'll come over and hit a 4th fret harmonic. Alright, do it over again, the 1 open, muted strings, open 1-3, but then every other time we do a 5th fret harmonic. It just kind of alternates it. Alright, and we would go through the whole thing again, hit the 4th fret harmonic. Alright, do it all the way again, but instead of, now switching to the 5th fret harmonic, instead of doing that, we just do more muted strings.